Hey everyone, it's JP and I am back with a new tutorial and an unboxing video. So I am unboxing the Potomac Beads Best Bead Box for January. It is called the Starlit Depths Box, and I'm also going to show you a tutorial on how to make these earrings. So there's a lot to go over, so let's get started. Okay, so here are all the beads that come with the project, and the project in the Starlit Depths box is called the Cheryl bracelet. So here is what the bracelet looks like. Here are all the beads, and of course you get this nice, well illustrated pattern. There's the back. So let's go through the beads, and I'm just gonna go down the list that they give me. So the first item on the list are these pearls. Potomac beads have really stepped up their pearls. These are gorgeous, and I think they are competitive with the Swarovski pearls. I mean, look at this color. And this one's called Comet. That's the color, and these are 6mm. Next on the list are check glass faceted rounds, 4mm. So we've got these here. These are matte purple iris. So let's take these out of the box. So pull those up a little closer. My hand's so dark that it's like blending in with my skin tone there. So, but there you go. I mean, pretty color. And again, the camera's not really doing justice to this, but it is a nice, pretty color. And next to the pearls, I think this is gonna look really stunning. Okay, so the other color, or the other bead, is the Silver Lined Montana 11-0 Mayuki seed beads. And this is another really stunning color. Can you tell I like blues and purples? Well, if you watch my channel, you probably may have noticed that I tend to do a lot of blues and purples in my designs. So here they are. Here they are. And really like this color. So that's the 11. So let me just get those out of the way because they tend to spread. And my next bead is 8-0 beads, and this color is Duracoat matte galvanized something, and the rest of the label is cut off, so I don't know what the color is, but it is a lovely color. So I'm just gonna cut this out and show it to you. Wow, those are really pretty. So there they are on my hand. Yes, my hand is very lined. I just noticed all the lines on my hand, which are more noticeable on camera for some reason. Anyway, that's what they say. The camera, I don't know, adds 10 pounds, also adds more wrinkles too. And the final item in the box, or in this for the kit, is the lobster claw clasp. So they actually give you two colors, which I think is really nice. They gave me a gold and a silver. There's also wire guards that come with it for the bracelet and jump rings. So that I think is great. All right, so I'm gonna come back here in a second with the beads for your stash. So be right back. Okay, I'm back. And as you can see, there's just a ton of stuff included for your stash. So look at all this stuff, there's a lot. So let's go through it. The first thing on the list are here they are. More blue. Love these. These are the Potomac crystal cushions in Sapphire, and these are 12mm. Man, are these pretty or what? God, I love crystals. And so cushions, rivolies, whatever you give me, I am thrilled by these. Look at how pretty. I love blue. Okay, I will stop salivating over these cushions. The next is 5 grams of gemstones, 4mm. So they are the blue goldstone rounds. Here's the 4mm. And so blue goldstone I always think is really pretty too. And again, more blue. Let's see if we get the camera to focus. But that's the pretty blue goldstone. And let's get that out of the way. What's next? Potomac crystal bicones. That's right, that's this. So aside from their pearls, Potomac Beads has also started making their own crystals. So like the cushion that I just showed you, bicones, they've got a lot of good beads that they make on their own nowadays. So, and I think these are just as good as the Swarovski or the Preciosos that I've seen. And next comes 6mm faceted rounds. So here where they are. And actually the color on this is Crystal Capri Gold. The color on the bicones was just crystal. And of course the goldstones, those are gemstones, so. Oh, this is one of those bags that I'm gonna have a hard time opening. Oh, no, I did it, woohoo. So someone gave me the tip to try at the end, so that's what I'm doing. So person who gave me the tip, thank you so much. And here they are. So pretty. I love that half Capri Gold. So they're half, so they're not fully coated. It doesn't say that on the bag here, but these are, so some parts of it are clear and parts of it are coated the Capri Gold. All right, we got some jump rings. So I got a nice big bag of jump rings. There's 72 in the bag, and these are 6mm jump rings. So always use jump rings, plenty. There's just never enough. And tubes. So I've got some 10 by 2mm silver tubes, and these are actually sterling silver, so, or silver plated, I should say. So there's 20 in there. And this could be great for bracelets or a necklace or something. Not quite sure what to do with those, but I'm sure I can figure it out. And then we have brass beads, smooth round, 3mm in, and they're gunmetal plated. So let me take these out. They're really, really nice. I've never seen these before. I think these are new. Nope. Make sure the camera stays on there. But nice looking beads there. Okay, there's still more stuff to get through. So, and next on the list is eye pins. So that's right here. These are 2 inches and they're silver plated. And you get 36, so good amount. And of course, we've got jump rings. These are matte metallic midnight. I'm assuming they're very dark. And they're matte. So let's take these out. So let's see if I can move a little closer and not use my hand, and that's better. I think the camera picks that up. So, yep, they're a nice dark blue purple. And the last item on the list, this is, I was very excited to see this. This is a jump ring operator tool. And this is great for opening up jump rings. So, and they also gave us jump rings. So I thought this was great. And it's got different sizes of jump rings that could fit in. So there's 4 different lengths that you could set up for the jump rings. And I thought that was great. So awesome tool. I can't believe they included a tool in their bead box. So great bead box for January. And let's get started in the tutorial. Okay, so let's go over the materials you're gonna need to make this earring. The thing that I'm using from the box are the Potomac crystal cushions, a Sapphire 12mm. So that's right here. Then I'm going to be using Potomac crystal Rondelles. This is a Smoky Topaz AB, and they are 1.5 by 2mm. So this came in a different best bead box, but they are from Potomac Beads. And I'm going to be using my Yuki Seed Bead Silverline Dark Topaz. I'm assuming it got cut off there, but these are 11/0s, and they're basically the same color as the Rondelles here. And these were also from a different best bead box. So I'm just pulling things from my stash, and then you're gonna need a jump ring and an ear wire. And I'm using 6-pound Smoky fireline. All right, so to start putting together our earring, what you're gonna do is pick up a rondelle, 11 rondelle, and then 3 11s. And then you're just gonna repeat that. So then here's set number 2, set 3, and set 4. So you're going to do it 4 times. Once you've got your set of 4, you're just going to tie a knot. So, and we're going to form a ring. Let's see, my ring just got loose. There we go. Tightened it up. So this is what you need, is just a ring like this. And then what we're gonna do is go around through all the beads. And I'm gonna start with the rondelle here and start going there because that helps pull the knot in. And just go through the beads to reinforce the ring. So no beads need to be added at this point. We are just reinforcing. So I'm just going through as many beads as I can. And once I get to okay, so I'm basically all the way around, and I'm just going to exit out of a rondelle. Okay, so this is what you should have, and then what you're going to do is pick up 5 11s. There's my 5, and just go into the next rondelle, and then continue forward until you are coming out of the rondelle in the next group. So pick up 5 11s, go into the rondelle, you're skipping that 11, and then just go forward until you come out of this 11. So you're gonna get this funky looking little V shape right there, and then you're just gonna repeat that all the way around. So once again, we're gonna pick up 5. There it is, 5 11s. And you're just gonna go into the rondelle and then through 3 11s and out the next rondelle. So there's the 5 beads you wanna go through. And that's what you should have. And Let's get this tail out of the way. I will trim that in just a second, but let's just finish what I'm doing here. So once again, pick up 5 11s. There's my 5, and I am just going to go across into the rondelle, and then my 3 11s, and then out this next rondelle. And there you have it. And one more time, pick up 5. And just go over into the rondelle. And then go ahead and what you're going to do is just continue forward like you did before. Come out of the rondelle, just like so. And there we have it. So you got our little groups of 5 all between the rondelles. So now what you're going to do is I'm coming out of this rondelle. I'm just going to go into the first 3 beads. I want to come out of the middle 11 there. So there we go. Gone through, coming out of just that middle one. So now what you're going to do is pick up 6 11s, and you're going to go into this next 11. So you want to always get to the middle of these group of 5. You want to get into the middle bead. So, and it kind of sticks out, so you'll know exactly which ones you want to pick. So, but you're picking up 6. So there's my 6, and I'm just going to go into this guy right here. Just like that. So you'll see, and don't worry, you don't need to worry about tightening anything just yet. We're going to get to that. And you're just going to repeat. So pick up 6 again. Yep. Do I have 6? Yes, I do. And I'm going to come out of just the bead there. It's sticking up. And once again, I'm going to go ahead and pick up my 6 and just go into the bead here at the very top. So you can see you're going to be forming a basket essentially. It'll make more sense once we get to this last part. So go ahead and pick up 6. There's my 6, and now you want to go through the bead where this first set of 6 is coming out of. So just to make sure I got the right one, it's that guy. So here's what you get is this funky looking piece. Now take your cushion and we're going to put it in the center. So I'm going to loosen this up a little bit. And what I want to do is when I lay it down, I want to make sure that the corners, so they're kind of rounded corners, but these are the corners, are going to be underneath the group of 6. So once you get one corner aligned, the rest of it will line up, no problem. Then tighten. And you can see the corners are just going to stick out a little bit. So if you look over here, they kind of stick out. It's not really evident because they're rounded, but you can see that there's a corner there and there's a corner on this side. Now this is going to be very loose, so you want to go ahead and go through all of the beads again to reinforce and to tighten. So keep your one finger, like I'm using my thumb, just keep it down to hold the cushion in place, and then just go. And give everything a really good tug. You want to keep your tension as tight as you can. And as soon as you start going around, you'll start to notice it feels much firmer. Okay, and I believe I've gone all the way around. So now once I touch this, this isn't gonna shift around. Okay, so now I'm coming out of one of the connector corner beads here from that group of 5, if you remember. So you just wanna go down. So here's this 11 right there that I'm coming out of. I'm just gonna go down the side of those. And then I'm gonna go into a rondelle, because remember, these were going through the rondelles. So go ahead and go through the rondelle and then the 3 11s, and I'm coming out of another rondelle. So just kind of, you can see I just went through all those 5 beads. And this is what it looks like. So here's the piece. I mean, I love how much that sparkles, and I like the blue against the smoky topaz of the rondelles and the seed beads. Okay, so the next part, what you're gonna do is I wanna tighten this up a little bit more, and so what you're gonna do is just skip over this 11 and go into the rondelle. And then continue through the seed beads and then to the next rondelle. And what you wanna do is kind of pull, this might not pop out right away, so what you wanna do is just kind of pull the thread down and pull on this 11 to get it to pop up like so, and then so let's see if you can get that a little closer. So the 11's just going to pop out a little bit, and then we're going to repeat here. So I'm going to skip over this 11 here and then just go through all the beads here. So rondelle, 3 11s, and the rondelle. And then give this, push this forward or out. And you may need to, this takes a little bit of wiggling. There it goes. And you'll kind of feel it pop out. So, and then I'm just gonna do that 2 more times and we'll be done with that part. And that, I should have trimmed that, I meant to, and I just didn't get around to it. So let's do that right now before we go any further. That's the tail thread. There we go. Tail thread is out of the way. So once again, we're gonna go through just the rondelles and the seed beads along the side. So there's my thread. So one of a trick to do is hold the thread down for a second, don't pull it all the way. Then take your needle and pull out that 11, and then leave the needle in place and pull on the thread. And this will force that seed bead to pop out. Okay, so we gotta do it one last time. And so just go ahead and go through. So there's my little loop, and I'm just gonna hold that down with my thumb, pull this out, leave the needle in place, and then pull on the thread. And that pulls it together. Okay, so for this next step, what you want to do is, it looks like this one didn't really pop out as well as I would have liked, but that's okay. We are going to fix that here in a second. You actually want to go ahead and go through the 11. Just like, okay, so you're coming out of that 11 at the top. Now what you're going to do is pick up a rondelle, an 11, and a rondelle, and you're going to go back through just that 11. And this is what you should get. Then continue through the rondelle and the 11. So you want to come out of the next 11 there. And now for the next one, it's going to be rondelle 11. Rondelle again. And this time again, you're just going to go back through just the 11. So I just turn the work over. I'm going to go into the rondelle and the 11 again. So don't worry if this looks a little weird right now, because it will. We're going to tighten everything up, but that's coming up in a couple of steps. So we're going to repeat. So this step, you can make this part a little bit longer if you want, or so if you want a little bit longer earring, you can just add more of these units. So I'm just going to go through again the rondelle and the 11. All right, so we've got 3 units. We got to make a couple more. So go ahead and pick up another 11, or a rondelle, 11 rondelle. Go back through the 11 once again. And then just back up into the rondelle and the 11 so we can tighten this up. Okay, so we have a total of 4. So I'm actually gonna now connect this to make the 5th unit. So it gets connected back here, just like I did there. So there's my 5 units. This unit is connected to the 11, that's part of there. So we're gonna do that here. So the 11 you wanna use is this one here, which is connected. This is the one that connects all the groups of 6 together. So that's the one you want to get, is that. So, and you can see it sits right on the other side of the cushion. So now note that my thread is going up here. So when I'm going to pick up a rondelle, and then when I go through my 11 here, I'm going to go down. And then bring that through. I'm going to pick up another rondelle, and hopefully you guys can see this. I'm going to keep this loose. So here's that 11 where I started. So I'm just going to go through that 11 then, back where we started. So you can see the thread path here. So 11 to rondelle to that 11, and then a new rondelle and back to the 11. So this connects the loop together. So, and now I'm just going to tighten everything. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and come down this rondelle here now. And then through the 11. So the thread is still showing here. Well, I don't know if you can see that on camera. Just like that. So that's connected. And what I'm actually going to do is work backwards and work our way back to the front. And that'll just tighten this whole loop together. So I just went through the 11. Now I'm going to go up into the rondelles from the previous unit. Through the 11. So basically this is right angle weave actually, this little bit here, and it's just using 2 different size beads. So now back up into the rondelle, if I can find the hole. Oh, wrong one, that's why. There we go. And now this 11 over here, so we're just making our way back to the front. Then into the rondelle. And and this 11. So all I did was tighten everything, so this will feel much more secure. And you can go back through the units again if you want. Entirely up to you. I think they're good and secure. And now I'm going to go through this 11 that connects the units and then just make my way down. And I want to come out of the 11 right in front of this rondelle here. So everything is secure. There's my little loop. And now all you need to do is tie some 1/2 knots to secure the thread. So I'm going to tie one between the rondelle and the 11. And then just go through these beads. I'm getting a lot of shadows. It's about afternoon that I'm recording this, and I have lots of lights on, and I still can't seem to get rid of all the shadows. Okay, so I'm going to go through the seed beads, and then what I want to do is, again, tie another knot after I go through the seed beads. And I'm just going to back out of the rondelle. It's much easier to do that than try to get the needle. Okay, so there's my second 1/2 knot. And then go through these beads again, these rondelles, the 11 and another rondelle. Okay, there we go. I guess all three are not going to let me work at that angle. That's okay. And one last time, I'm going to do one more knot. So I'm just going to get through these 3 11s. And again, if it ends up going through the rondelle, don't worry about that. Just back out of the rondelle. And see, now we're in position and we can make our knot. And then just go through the beads one more time. Or just, you know, we're just weaving the thread away. I don't mean to go, we've gone through these quite a few times, but just, okay. And basically we've gone all the way around. So I'm going to go ahead and just trim my thread. And let me grab my tools, and I'm going to add the jump ring on and my ear wire. So, all right, so here we are. We have our complete earring. I hope you like this tutorial. I just love the way the little cushions look against the topaz. Anyway, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. No worries, I get it. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And I will see you in the next tutorial.